All right, welcome to episode 58 of Adventures in Inbetweening. Today we are breaking down another Wow Wubbzy song that I animated. Almost 2 minutes of content, animated in under 3 weeks. Let's take a look at the song and get the earworms going.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. It's a beautiful, 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 beautiful world. With skies of blue and trees of green. It's a beautiful, 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 beautiful world. It's our home, let's keep it clean. Beautiful animals, beautiful trees, beautiful fish in beautiful seas, birds in the sky, flowers on the ground. Beautiful things are all around. Imagine no flowers, imagine no sun, imagine no animals, imagine no fun, imagine no plants, not even one tree. What a sad, sad world that would be. It's a beautiful, 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 beautiful world. With skies of blue and trees of green. It's a beautiful, 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 beautiful world. It's our home, let's keep it clean. Mountains and valleys, surf and sand, floating clouds over beautiful land, jungles and forests, rivers and streams, all the beautiful things in your dreams. If we don't take care of this place we live, the earth will have nothing left to give. It's a beautiful, 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 beautiful world.
All right, what a happy, inspiring song. Let's focus on how I got that done in such a short time. So, one thing is to reuse, reuse, reuse. Create cycles like on these ripples. Just as a production note, sometimes in the boards they had the backgrounds already in there so we could visualize how that was going to look ahead of time. The point is that every scene has a beginning, middle, and an end. You want to say, okay, I'm going to start here, I'm going to go here, progress, and end up here. Sometimes we would add shadows for the contact to have the characters seem like they're belonging more in the world. Here's a shadow under Wubbzy. That's one of the biggest challenges on this song, was to match the visuals with the backgrounds, because obviously it's a very cartoony character in animation. Here's cycling on the wave, and very realistic backgrounds. So trying to put those two together sometimes was it was a challenge. It was doing everything we can to make them fit together. So bringing in the backgrounds in a different way every time was part of the creative challenge of this, and making it so, okay, if I'm going to have these trees come in, how are they going to come in? Slide from the left, slide from the right, pop up, squash and stretch. Whenever animals would come in, we want to show some flash effects, sometimes go boop, boop, offset them. A lot of times too, I mean, this is a very design heavy show, so sometimes there wasn't a lot of animation needed. It was just about getting it there in an appealing way. Here with the large bird, I'm not sure if this is an eagle flying, there's really only two drawings. There's one and there's two, and it's just a matter of skewing and stretching those so you can pop from one to the other. With the trees here, I'm thinking, how do I want these trees to appear? Do I want them to pop on? Do I want them to come in from the... No, let's have them grow just like they were trees. Here we're starting with another blank canvas for Wubbzy. If I'm going to bring this background in, I'm going to overshoot and settle it. Now, with this one in the far background, I decided to do a long mask reveal. So we see it appearing over a long period of time. These plants, let's have them come in from the corners. Why not? And then trees as well. Let's have the animals come in. There's one, there's two. And I did it left to right because the third one is back on the left with the whale there. And that's why Wubbzy wasn't quite fully centered. There's my ripple cycle. Let's use that again. And sometimes you just need to have Wubbzy go blink and smile. That's all. It's just about the design selling it. Now here, again, this song is just all so well timed with the visuals. It's about keeping everything moving. It's about introducing variety. Look at these wonderful storyboards here. Just so well planned out. Here's this dust cycle that I created. I used this at least one other time. And that's just, again, reuse, reuse, reuse. Let's get those animals, get them all attached to the background as much as we can so they look like they're living in this realistic world. Let's have the bee motivating the camera pan. going across there. Look at this entire pan. That's a wonderful piece of artwork there. It's so effective. And following the bee, and then we're revealed to, or the bee takes us to a bunch of new animals. Now here are all these animals. Let's make them all live in the scene. Hide them within the tree, behind the trees. And then this tree that's appearing there, well, I gotta go, whoop, whoop, have some movement to not just have that pop on. Here we have a bunch of fish, which I animated individually on each one. I think I spent like 20 minutes on each fish. I set a time limit for myself. They're all cycled, squashing and stretching. The fins, that's one bubble cycle, copied and pasted. Here's Wubbzy in a mask, and he's also masked behind the background there. All these bubbles, same bubbles, and just having it so they're popping up, and then letting the cycle go and create its own shapes. More birds here. Again, simplifying the flaps with the big bird in the middle. It's just 2 drawings and popping those wings at the fastest point. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we're going to pan down. We're going to reveal these flowers, these squashed JPEGs here. And then we're going to have Wubbzy pop out, and the JPEGs are at full size. Again, it's just about, okay, what do we need to do to give it a beginning, middle, end, tell the story, move on to the next scene. All of these butterflies, I think I spent maybe 2 hours on this butterfly cycle. It's just reused. Every single one of them is the same butterfly, just recolored. Then I animated, it was like, well, I don't want this water just sitting there, so I animated little highlights on top of the water, and that's cycling through as well. Here's Daisy, another cycle with the water splashing, and that splash I used a couple other times. And this one here with Walden, let's put some shadows on the ground so we can, again, integrate him into the background. I think that the original intent with the storyboard, it was just his eyes going to be left, but as I recall, it was too scary. It's a preschool show, so we just had it so that it just went darker. Here, the animal's disappearing. It's very sad, and oh, poor Widget. But having him go, not all at the same time. Have a contact with the background on Wubbzy there, introduce that ground shadow. Mask that pile of leaves so that it, again, just doesn't pop off. We can't animate that. It's all just one shape, so we have to do something with it. If these trees are going to have to disappear, I could just fade them off, or I could have them all go whoop, 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 in order. Get to the last tree. The tree's going to anticipate up as if it were a character. Come on down, and then all the characters are going to look at the viewer, because this is, we're identifying with the situation that Wubbzy's in here. And this show never shied away from symmetry. You see that sad face there. Here's another blank page, our third of 4, and we're going to get variation from the previous here, the way that the ground comes up, the way the squash and stretch, the way the trees come up, different ways of doing it. Same with the animals. There's 1, there's 2, there's the third animal, and now we're going to have boop, boop, 4 and 5. Let's get them up out of the pouch. And just try and make it as interesting and engaging as possible. More cycles. Motion path on the kite. Cycle on the ribbon there. Cheating that string to make it look like it's connected. If you go through frame by frame, it wobbles a little bit. Here's the last blank page you're starting with. Let's get in that ground. Let's get in the sky and the far ground. Let's get in the mid ground. Fade that on because it wouldn't look so good to animate that on. Then we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's reuse those ripples. Get as much use of those as we can. Okay, and then we're on to the next scene. Again, starting with that earth, and then we're going to come out. We're going to see those same dust cycles here. Let's involve that overlay with the character walking off the screen right. Wubbzy coming in, again, involving an overlay. Let's mask that grass there. Let's make it look like he belongs in the scene. Here's that splash. Let's reuse that. Let's reuse those ripples. Let's get that sandcastle on the ground there. A little bit of squash and stretch on the balloon. Tinting the middle fox here just to separate it from the other ones. Sparkling on the water. Starting with some characters, panning over. Having the squirrel pop out behind the tree again, making them look like they live in the scene. Here's animating some more highlights on the waterfall. 6 drawing cycle, I'm guessing. Snow, I think there's 2 layers of snow there as Wubbzy's dreaming. Here's all the apples. They're all going to fall from the tree. And panning in all of these other elements. There's smoke cycle, so many leaves, those are all individual as I recall. Cycling more water here, highlights. There's Wubbzy with it. So many scenes. This is all beautiful, 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 beautiful. Cut, 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 cut. So much happening. Reuse, reuse, reuse as much as we can. And last shot. And taking care of the world. Everything's looking good. And the speed at which I was talking, that was the speed I was animating for 3 weeks to get almost 2 minutes of animation done. Thank you so much for checking it out, and please check out my other videos, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye.